Before time had a name, before the stars had places to shine, there was only one thing, a voice, powerful, eternal, full of light. With a word, it tore apart the void, calling into existence a world of order from the sea of chaos. Let there be light, and light was. Not just any light, but brilliance so pure that darkness trembled. Mountains erupted from the deep. Oceans surged and danced. Skies stretched above with sun and moon hung like eternal watchmen. The earth blossomed, rivers ran, trees rose with fruit as sweet as promise. Animals filled the land, the sea and the sky in an explosion of life, but something was still missing. The Creator had not yet made his masterpiece. The earth was full, yes, but it was quiet. The gardens bloomed, but they had no keeper. The stars blinked, but none to name them. And so the voice spoke again, softer this time, like a secret waiting to be revealed. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness. And from the dust of the ground, the very soil that cradled the roots of the world, he formed a shape. Then gently, with purpose, he breathed into it, and it breathed back. His name was Adam, and that was just the beginning. Adam opened his eyes to light. Not the harsh glare of a sun at noon, but golden morning light, warm and welcoming. He stood not in a desert, nor a wilderness, but in a garden so full of color, it looked like a dream woven into reality. This was Eden, a sanctuary crafted by the Creator himself. Rivers crisscrossed the land like silver veins. Trees bowed heavy with fruits unknown. Flowers sang in silence. Animals approached without fear. Lions walked beside lambs, and the sky echoed peace. God gave Adam a purpose, to care, name, and tend. Adam named each creature, elephant, eagle, fox, and fish, and felt a strange joy in it, like writing music with every word. Yet as days passed, something stirred in Adam's chest, a longing he didn't understand. He spoke with God, walked with him in the cool of day, but still, he was alone. The garden was paradise, but paradise without someone to share it with felt strangely hollow. One evening, as twilight kissed the treetops, God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and in that stillness, he reached into Adam's side and took a rib, not to harm, but to shape something just as wondrous as the man. He formed her carefully, not from dust, but from living bone, close to his heart. The voice spoke again, not to the stars, not to the beasts, but to this new creation. You are woman. When Adam awoke and saw her, his heart leapt with a joy no word could hold, is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Her eyes held curiosity, her laughter was like wind dancing through trees. She was not above him nor beneath him, but beside him, equal, different, beautiful. Her name was Eve, and for the first time the garden felt complete. Together, Adam and Eve walked through Eden, hand in hand, barefoot on grass that never faded. Joy was their daily breath. They didn't just live, they thrived. Every fruit was theirs to taste. Every creature bowed gently to their presence. And in the very center of Eden stood two trees. One was the tree of life, eternal, radiant, bursting with energy. The other, darker, mysterious, still beautiful, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God gave only one rule, as simple as it was sacred. You may eat from every tree in the garden, except that one. For if you eat of it, you will surely die. There was no cage, no wall, just trust. The garden was full of yes, overflowing with freedom. But that one, no, stood like a single note of tension in an otherwise perfect song. And not far from its roots, something else waited. Deep among the twisting vines and golden leaves of Eden, something slithered. Not beast, not man. A creature with eyes that glittered like cold stars and a voice as smooth as water. The serpent. He watched Adam and Eve from afar, curling around branches, listening, patient, calculating. His heart was coiled in pride, his spirit ancient and cunning. Where joy reigned, he longed to inject doubt. Where there was love, he craved rebellion. He didn't shout, he didn't roar, he whispered. And on a day like any other, he chose his moment. Eve wandered near the tree, the one tree. Its fruit shimmered in the sunlight, pulsing with mystery. She wasn't tempted yet, just curious. And that's when she heard the voice, not God's, but another, a soft, slithering voice. Did God really say? Eve turned. The serpent was coiled near the roots of the forbidden tree, his tongue flicking the air. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? He said, his tone feigning innocence. Eve replied, her voice unsure. We may eat from the trees, but not this one. The serpent smiled, or at least it felt like he did. You will not surely die, he hissed. God knows that if you eat it, your eyes will be opened. You will be like him, knowing good and evil. His words curled around her mind like smoke. The fruit did look beautiful, delicious. And Adam? He stood nearby, silent. Choice shimmered between them. Eve reached for the fruit. Her fingers trembled as she pulled it free. For a heartbeat, everything held still. Even the birds stopped their song. She brought it to her lips and took a bite. The sweetness exploded on her tongue, but behind it, bitterness stirred. She handed the fruit to Adam. He took it, he looked into her eyes, and without a word, he bit. And in that moment, the wind changed. The trees recoiled, the sky dimmed. Their eyes were opened, but not to glory, to shame. They looked at each other and for the first time saw themselves as naked, vulnerable, fragile. They ran, they hid, they sewed fig leaves together to cover what they once bore with joy. The garden was the same, yet everything felt wrong. Something had broken. The evening wind returned, soft, familiar, the kind that once brought comfort, but now it brought fear. They heard him, not in thunder or fire, but walking like a father looking for his children. Adam, where are you? They hid among the trees, but how does one hide from the Creator? Adam stepped out, trembling. I heard you, and I was afraid. God looked at them, at their makeshift coverings, at their trembling lips, not with rage, but with a sorrow deeper than oceans. Did you eat from the tree I told you not to? Adam looked at Eve. The woman gave it to me. Eve looked at the ground. The serpent deceived me, but no excuses could undo what had been done. The air turned heavy. The Creator's voice, once gentle, now carried grief like thunder. To the serpent, he said, because you have done this, you are cursed. You will crawl and eat dust, and one day the seed of the woman will crush your head. To Eve, you will bring forth life in pain. Your heart will long for love, but face struggle. To Adam, the ground is cursed because of you. From it you came, and to it you will return. And then Eden was no longer home. Angels stood at its gates, swords of flame guarding the tree of life. They could never return, but they were not left alone. God made garments of skin for them, clothing born from sacrifice, a symbol of love, even in judgment. And as they walked away, hand in hand, Eve turned back once. Beyond Eden, the world was vast and wild. No more perfect trees or eternal sunshine. There were thorns now, hunger, storms, but also life. Adam worked the soil with blistered hands. Eve bore children with tears and joy. They laughed, they cried. They remembered Eden in dreams. And though paradise was lost, something new stirred, something deeper than perfection. It was hope. Hope that one day the serpent would be crushed, that one day humanity would return not to a garden, but to a glory even greater. And as the stars blinked awake over their new world, Adam and Eve stood beneath them, broken, but not abandoned. Because even outside the gates, God was still with them.